installment of FDN News for this school year. I'm Kelsey Cruz. Indiana's primary election wrapped up yesterday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. After all the votes were tallied, Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump came out on top in the race for the White House. Donald Trump dominated the Republican primary with 53.3% of the votes, while Ted Cruz came in second at 36.7%. John Kasich came in last at 7.5%. Since last night, both Cruz and Kasich have dropped out of the race. Republican National Committee Chairman Priebus declared Trump the presumptive GOP nominee. On the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders received 52.7% of Indiana's votes, while Hillary Clinton received 47.5%. The eyes of the entire country were on Indiana this past week as a make-or-break state for both parties. FDN had the opportunity to cover rallies for 3 of the presidential candidates touring the Hoosier state. FDN's Kaylee Hendrickson was at the Ted Cruz rally in Fort Wayne Thursday morning. She kicks off our team coverage tonight live outside on HU's campus.
Supporters lined up for hours before the event was scheduled to begin. Although the crowds were smaller than that of the other rallies, the amount of people exceeded the amount of chairs. I caught up with some of these enthusiastic supporters before and after the rally. Cruz supporters were excited for an opportunity to see him in person and were backing his decision to make Carly Fiorina his running mate.
Oh, I think he did the right thing by choosing her. I think they're both going to be our saviors.
FDN was not the only Huntington representative at the rally. An HU animation student was there with his grandmother and brother in support of Ted Cruz.
Well, I think he's the best of the candidates that we have running. Well, he's a constitutionalist and he's pro-Israel, and I think he would be a great choice for president.
This is the first rally that both Cruz and his newly announced running mate, Carly Fiorina, were both in attendance. Before the event started, they invited press back behind stage to answer some of their questions. FDN was able to snag a spot next to some big-name stations.
Yesterday, we made a major announcement that if I am the Republican nominee, my vice presidential nominee will be Carly Fiorina. The reaction has been tremendously positive to that.
Cruz says his decision to announce Fiorina as his running mate was to unite the party and to let America know exactly what they were going to get by electing him.
It is certainly unusual to make a vice presidential announcement early before the convention, but this is, if anything, an unusual presidential cycle.
The presidential primaries were the only ballot yesterday. State Senator Jim Banks, who won the GOP congressional nomination for the 3rd congressional seat, was also in attendance at the rally.
Senator Cruz, I believe, a clear, consistent, conservative voice from the very beginning, and I'm inspired by that.
Cruz ended the rally with this final encouragement to his onlooking supporters.
And I am convinced the most long-lasting legacy of Barack Obama is going to be a new generation of leaders in the Republican Party who stand and fight for liberty, who stand and fight for the Constitution, and who stand and fight for the Judeo-Christian values that built this great nation. Thank you, and God bless you. The enthusiastic supporters as of Thursday are now very disappointed at Cruz's decision to drop out of the race. Reporting for FDN News, I'm Kaylee Hendrickson.
After Cruz, Bill Clinton was next to travel to Fort Wayne and campaign for his wife, Hillary. FDN's Randy Orr gives us a look at what the former president had to say.
Indiana primaries are underway and with a political battle of votes. Bill Clinton spoke on behalf of wife and candidate Hillary Clinton in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Clinton was greeted by the voices of his supporters as they sang his name repeatedly. He then began addressing the campaign. One topic of concern was college debt. Former President Bill Clinton proposed the idea of refinancing college debt as a homeowner would refinance their mortgage.
A home mortgage is allowed for 20, 30 years because it's a lifetime asset. It's no more a lifetime asset than an education is, and people should be able to repay it in the same way.
Although the McMillan Community House was a standing room only, Hillary's absence from the Fort Wayne rally played a role in its attendance.
If Hillary had been here, I don't think she would have gotten the crowd that Bill got. Because frankly, most of the people I spoke to today came to see Bill. It wasn't necessarily to support Hillary, it was to see Bill. Now, I don't know what she's doing currently right now, but personally, I think she should have been here to rally her support.
I think it's a little unique that she's not coming. I'm glad that she's having a husband represent her. It's kind of nice, but it would be really nice if she would have showed up as well. I think it's a little strange. I'm not sure what she's doing, but I'm sure she's very busy. So, but it's at least we got to see Bill.
Their source claims that strategy plays a key role in this decision.
Indiana's had very low voter turnout the last couple of elections, and getting people like this, like Bill, coming to Fort Wayne is going to help get that excitement, people engaged in the democratic process again.
Hillary's whereabouts and reasoning behind her absence during the rally are unclear at this time.
Randy Orr reporting from Fort Wayne, Indiana, FDN News.
While FDN was unable to attend Donald Trump's rally, several HU students went to experience it for themselves. Unlike the other rallies we covered, Trump filled an entire stadium. Sophomore James Ely was one of several HU students who attended the rally, while thousands of people filled the Allen County Memorial Coliseum. The final rally took place on Monday. Bernie Sanders met with Fort Wayne supporters at IPFW in hopes of gaining more voters for the primary election. As FDN's Sam Malin reports, Sanders drew a lot of enthusiasm from younger voters.
I am so humbled and so honored to be able to introduce the next President of the United States of
Earlier this week, Senator Bernie Sanders arrived to a crowd of 3,000 at IPFW. Included in this crowd were people of all races and ethnicities and parents who had brought their children along with them.
Although some parents believe that education is important, others see the opportunity to see a presidential candidate in person to be a one-in-a-lifetime event.
Today, people are asking me all over America, they're saying, you know, Bernie, we did what our parents said, we did what our teachers said, we went out, we got a great education. Why are we $30,000, $50,000, $70,000 in debt?
Sanders' stance on free college tuition resonated with the supporters. Along with free college tuition, Sanders also touched on the gender pay gap, the war in Iraq, and LGBT rights. Reporting for FDN News, C.M. Malin.
The next primary election will take place on May 7th in Guam, followed closely by Nebraska, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Oregon. A little closer to home, Huntington University's softball team has broken another school record. I met with some of the players to find out this year's secret to success.
A ton of preparation. That's what's gone into a record-breaking season for the Huntington University softball team. The Forsters broke the HU softball record for the most wins in a season this year. Much of the credit is due to their hard work and team chemistry.
This is one of the closest teams I've ever been a part of. This year, everybody gets along. Like, there's no, like, a lot of times in girls sports, there's, like, cliques and people get along. I don't feel like there's any. All the way from freshmen to seniors, there's just, like, everybody gets along.
Head coach of the softball team, Doug Gower, says that this team is unique compared to other teams he has coached in his 12-year coaching career.
I just haven't had a group of girls that have pulled for each other and played for each other like this team has. I mean, 1 through 15, it doesn't matter.
Not only are the Foresters breaking records this season, but they're headed into their conference tournament this week, where they are seeded second. Both coach and the girls have high hopes for what they'll be able to accomplish in the tournament.
We're going to win it.
All my goals, I obviously to win win. That's the ultimate goal, but honestly just to get better as a team and then glorify God in everything that we do on the field.
If the Foresters win their conference tournament, or if the #1 seeded team wins the tournament, they will be headed to the national tournament, which is their ultimate goal for the season.
The fact that they came together, you know, in this way is just truly amazing.
Reporting for FDN News, I'm Kelsey Cruz.
With the school year wrapping up, RC and Malin met up with current seniors to hear about their favorite memories from the past 4 years at HU. CM has this school year's final Man on the Street segment. Well, that's all we have for you in this installment of FDN News, and that concludes our shows for this semester. This also happens to be my last time anchoring, as I'll be graduating this year. So I just wanted to thank FDN News for an incredible experience, and also thank you for watching. Until next year, be sure to check us out online at foresterdigital.net and follow us on Twitter at FDN_news. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great summer, and we'll see you next year.
So, is that package not on the card?
No, we didn't get exported.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. You're good.
So let's just take that script out.
Okay. Throw the page away.
I say let's do one more.
I agree.
So we'll do one more.
Yeah.
Show that was really good. I think that I'll talk to them about the cues, about getting Kaylee cued on time. Other than that, like, the wheels came off at the very end, but man, that was a good show. That was a really good show.
Good job.
So I should have said something like, oh, we had technical difficulties, but instead I panicked and was just like, that's it.